Get ready with me to do a tour of a beauty school. I've spoken about it before on this account, how I went to art school. But yeah, I went to art school for about 3 years and I dropped out. The damage to the nerves in my hands was getting a bit too severe for me to be able to continue. And I've always regretted not going to my school's cosmetology program instead. I feel like that would have been a much better fit for me that allowed for a creative outlet, but not too much creativity, because when I'm given a completely blank canvas and told to go hog wild, I go blank. I don't know what to do. I need guidelines, and beauty school allows for that. There's a lot of strict rules and guidelines you have to follow to be able to do your job effectively. While you do have creative freedom in a lot of areas, you are ultimately bound to what your client is asking for. I feel like that's the perfect balance that I need. I told this to my mom over the phone the other day, and she immediately said that she thought that was perfect for me, especially the aesthetics program, which, wouldn't you know, was the exact specialty I was hoping to get into. And if you aren't aware, aesthetics is mostly skincare, makeup, and hair removal. However, that's not the only thing I will be studying at beauty school, because the school that I'm touring today offers a program that covers a little bit of everything. And I do want to learn a little bit of everything, but the reason why I want to specialize in aesthetics is because the job itself already has a lot of the disability accommodations I need built into it. For example, a flexible schedule. You get to set your own hours if you're working freelance, and if you're working at a salon, there's still a lot of flexibility there. Also, skincare, hair removal, and makeup are all things that could be easily done sitting down and are often done sitting down. So a lot of the accommodations I'd be asking for at a job are already pretty much the industry standard in this field. And that makes it so if I ever get stuck under a shitty salon owner who isn't willing to work with me, I won't be completely screwed over. Of course, working as an esthetician or a salon, you make very little money in the beginning, but I'm on SSI currently, and they have a ticket to work program. I'd be able to work for about a 3-year trial period, I believe, before fully losing my benefits. My monetary benefits would depend on the monetary income I'm making working. My Social Security income would not be affected as long as I'm making under $85 at work. For every dollar I make over $85, they subtract 50 cents from my benefits. And my health insurance is never touched until that trial period is over. Considering that estheticians who work under a salon owner tend to not make a lot of money, and how little days I'd be able to work consecutively, it's very possible I'd be making under $85 a month. You know, if I do make more than that, it'd be very little over that, at least early on. So obviously this is something I put a decent amount of thought into, but not enough that I'm quite ready to pull the trigger on such an endeavor. There's a lot more I need to consider before fully committing to something like this. Like, beauty school cost a lot of money, not as much as college, but still more than I got laying around. However, if you go to an accredited school, they accept FAFSA. I could get a grant and financial aid. They also provide all their own supplies. You don't have to buy anything extra if you don't want to. It's all included in your tuition. The only situation where I think you'd have to buy something is, I don't know if they give you more if you run out. If you don't like what they give you, you can buy your own stuff. But I figured the first step on deciding if this is the right life path for me is going to one of these beauty schools in my area and giving it a little tour. There are many beauty schools in my area, and most of them are a pretty decent drive away from me to justify going there every single day. However, the one I'm going to today was highly recommended, and as I said before, they cover a little bit of everything. So while I do plan on specializing in aesthetics, I can also offer some more expanded services to loyal clients who don't want to have a second stylist. Like hair and nails. I want to learn how to do hair and nails, and of course I'll still be practicing those skills regularly if I'm going to offer that service at all. Just not frequently on clients, because those are more difficult for me. Like, hair and nails are so chemical heavy. I imagine it would give me a lot of difficulty with my lungs. The last time I deep cleaned my bathroom, I had to sit outside for an hour just waiting for that heavy feeling in my lungs to go away. I definitely overfilled my brows, but it's okay, I can fix this. Concealer, just put it right on top. So yeah, I wouldn't want to be working with nail polish and hair chemicals every single day. However, I would probably be doing those services on myself to save money and to continue practicing doing those services. But of course, this is still a long way out. Even if I decide today, yes, I am definitely going to beauty school, I wouldn't be starting today. Like, there's a lot I have to do between then and now.
It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water.
But going in today allows me to kind of get a lay of the land, see what the environment at this particular school is like, and ask any questions I may have about the whole process and what kind of accommodations they would be able to provide for me. As I said, aesthetics already has a lot of built-in accommodations, at least in terms of what I would need. I want to know what accommodations they'd be able to offer as a school. I have a lot of doctor's appointments. Like, is there a way to work around that? Like, would I be penalized for not being able to show up every single day of the week? Would I be penalized for having to leave early some days? Stuff like that. That's part of why I need a job that I could work flexible hours. I have doctor's appointments at least once a week. And they say if you have to miss more than 2 days a month due to medical reasons, then you are unable to work. Which is honestly so stupid, because missing a couple days of work in a month ultimately isn't going to have a huge impact on your ability to perform your job, if that is the sole reason. It's just that employers don't want to hire someone who has to have a lot of time off, and that's bullshit. And that's why so many disabled people can work in theory, but not in practice. Yeah, there's all these rules in place to protect us from workplace discrimination. The ADA, the Americans with Disabilities Act, and violating that, I believe, is a criminal offense, punishable by law, but there's no one holding employers to that. It is up to the person who has been discriminated against to report that and fight in court to prove it. And employers bank on disabled people not knowing their rights or not having the resources to fight for them. And if you think I'm being dramatic, in college my friend was fired from Walmart after too many no-call no-shows, even though the assistant manager vouched, no, they did call in, there was a glitch in the system, but they were fired anyway. And it turns out that their main manager was gunning for them because they had a disability accommodation that if they had a panic attack, they could go take a break even if it wasn't their turn to take a break on the schedule. And their employer just didn't like that. Didn't like that this employee with a disability was having their disability accommodated. And unfortunately, this former friend of mine was going through a very tough time and was having panic attacks on a near daily basis. And it was affecting their ability to do their work, but that was not a fireable offense because of the ADA. So they got fired for something that was completely made up.
It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water.
But from what I understand, most careers in alternative industries tend to already be more accommodating, just in general. Of course, you always are gonna run the risk of having a bad manager, a bad salon owner. That just happens in any career. You may get screwed over with bad management. However, the industry generalized as a whole tends to be overall more accepting of disabled people. Any work industry that a middle-aged soccer mom would consider not a real job is probably a bit more accommodating. Here's the test of if my glasses are actually going to be comfortable to wear with my falsies. I put on the ones with the most upwards curl. Perfect, the lashes don't touch the lenses at all. All I gotta do is style my hair, change my clothes, and I will be ready to tour a beauty school. I'm dressed, I'm ready to go. My hair is done, my clothes are on. I'm ready to go to beauty school. I'm making a vlog of this full day, so if you want to know how my tour actually goes, stay tuned for that. This video is going to be up first, so you might have to wait a few days.